trending stories. If you're a new subscriber or you're watching for the first time, this is the Blog weekly review of trending stories, where we bring to you the juiciest and trending stories of the week.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Blog's weekly review of trending stories. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome on board. This is where we bring to you interesting, trending, and fascinating stories that happen within the course of the week that you may have missed. I am Abiodun Favor and I'll be taking you through the highlighted stories for this week's episode. First, let's take a look at the headlines. NCC approves tariff hike for MTN, Airtel, others. Lassa fever updates. NCDC reports 143 infections, 22 deaths across Nigeria. Sanwo-Olu encourages African Ancestry delegates to consider Lagos as Homeland. Funeral arrangements announced for esteemed APC leader, Chief Ajose. Honourable Abiodun Tobun offers 500 free Jamb forms to students in Ekpe. Truck accident causes gridlock at Poka, Ekpe. No more automatic citizenship for alien children born on American soil, Trump declares. Trump threatens tariff sanctions if Putin fails to end Ukraine war. PSG stuns Manchester City with 4-2 comeback as Arsenal nears last 16. Real Madrid becomes first club to surpass €1 billion in revenue. Lying mothers enable toxic son, Saida says. Speed Darlington released after 2 months in custody. And now the news in full. NCC approves tariff hike for MTN, Airtel, others. The Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has approved a request by telecommunications companies to increase tariff rates. According to Ruben Moka, NCC spokesperson, the decision aligns with the Commission's authority under Section 108 of the Nigerian Communications Act 2003 (NCA), which empowers it to regulate and approve tariff rates for telecom operators. Blog reports that telecom companies had petitioned the NCC to review tariffs, citing increasing operation costs driven by prevailing market conditions. The approved adjustment, capped at the maximum of 50% of existing tariffs, is significantly lower than the over 100% hike proposed by some operators. This decision considers ongoing industry reforms that aim to promote sustainability, Moka stated. The adjustments adhere to tariff bands established in the 2013 NCC cost study and will be reviewed case by case as per the NCC standard practice. Implementation will strictly follow the NCC guidance on tariff simplification 2024. Moka emphasized that the approved changes seek to bridge the gap between rising operational costs and static tariff rates, which have remained unchanged since 2013. He highlighted that the adjustments will enable telecom operators to continue investing in infrastructure and innovation, benefiting consumers through improved network quality, enhanced customer service, and broader coverage. The NCC has mandated telecom operators to implement the tariff adjustments transparently and to educate consumers about the new rates. The NCC assured the public that it will continue to engage with stakeholders to create a telecom environment that balances consumer protection, operator sustainability, and sectorial growth. For instance, if you were previously paying 20 Naira as a tariff for 100 Naira calls, you will now pay 30 Naira for the same 100 Naira. If tariff was 50 Naira, it will now be 75 Naira. Still on national news, Lassa fever updates. NCDC reports 143 infections, 22 deaths across Nigeria. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) has confirmed 143 cases of Lassa fever out of 484 suspected cases between December 30, 2024 and January 12, 2025 across 7 states and 32 local government areas. Blog reports that the outbreak has resulted in 22 deaths, yielding a case fatality rate (CFR) of 15.4%. A breakdown of the deaths shows Ondo 6 people, Edo 5 people, Bauchi 2 people, Taraba 6 people, Ebonyi 2 people, and Gombe states affected. Lassa fever is a viral hemorrhagic illness caused by Lassa virus, primarily transmitted through contact with food or household items contaminated by the urine or feces of infected Mastomi rats. The disease is endemic in parts of West Africa, including Nigeria, where it remains a significant health concern. According to the NCDC, the number of confirmed cases rose from 54 to 89 in the second week of January 2024. Ondo, Edo, and Bauchi states accounted for 77% of all cases, with the highest incidence among individuals aged 21 to 30 years old. The NCDC also noted a decrease in the number of suspected cases compared to the same period in 2024. One healthcare worker was also affected. In response, the National Lassa Fever Incident Management System has been activated to coordinate the response. Up next, Sanwo-Olu encourages African Ancestry delegates to consider Lagos as homeland. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State extended a heartfelt invitation to members of the historic African diaspora with Nigerian ancestry, urging them to consider Lagos as their home. Echo Blog reports that during a meeting with the 14-member African Ancestry delegation, Sanwo-Olu emphasized the group's importance in fostering a deeper understanding of the shared heritage between Africa and its diaspora. He commended Honourable Abun Arewa, chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, for her significant contributions to diaspora engagements and her role in leading the delegation on the courtesy visits. Sanwo-Olu also lauded Dr. Gina Page, the leader of the African Ancestry delegation, for her trailblazing work in connecting people of African descent to their roots through DNA testing. I must say here that our rich and diverse history is crucial to our identity as Nigerians and Africans, he said. Governor Sanwo-Olu took the opportunity to share his vision for Lagos as a hub for cultural exchange and a beacon for the Africans in diaspora. Gina Page, the leader of the delegation, accompanied by 14 other delegates, urged the Nigerian government to consider granting Nigerian passports and citizenship to individuals whose DNA tests have confirmed their ancestral links to Nigeria. Expressing her desire to settle in Nigeria, Page said, "We are victims of identity theft. Despite negative perceptions and propaganda surrounding the country, she affirmed that it had never discouraged them from returning to their ancestral home." Still on Lagos news, funeral arrangements announced for esteemed APC leader Chief Ajose. The family of the late Chief Dr. Sonny Akinsoya Ajose, OON, has announced the funeral program for the esteemed member of the Lagos Governor Advisory Council, GAC, of the All Progressive Congress, the highest-ranking body within the party. Echo Hot Blog gathered that the program will commence Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, with a day of tributes and celebration of life at Badagry Grammar School at 11 a.m. On Thursday, February 6, 2025, the biography of Pa Ajose will be presented at the Lagos Television Blue Roof in Ikeja by 12 p.m., followed by a waykeeping service to be conducted by the Celestial Church of Christ at 4 p.m. at the same venue. The funeral service is scheduled for Friday, February 7, 2025, at the CCC High Point Event Center, located at 5 Impressive Close, off LG Dosumi Street, CBD, Alausa Ikeja, commencing at 10 a.m. The interments will take place at the Ikoyi Private Cemetery in Lagos. The family also scheduled the reception service at the High Point Event Center to honor the life and legacy of Chief Dr. Sonny Akinsoya Ajose, OON. Chief Ajose, who passed away on Thursday, January 16, 2025, at the age of 78, was a close ally of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and a prominent figure in Lagos politics. He played a crucial role in the Badagry axis of the All Progressive Congress and was highly respected for his dedication to public service and his contribution to the state's development. Up next, Ekpe News. Honourable Abiodun Tobun offers 500 free Jamb forms to students in Ekpe. Honourable Abiodun Mustain Tobun has announced the distribution of 500 free Jamb forms to eligible students within the Ekpe constituency. Echo Hot Blog gathers that this initiative, powered by the Tobun for Real team, reflects his commitment to support academic excellence and create opportunities for the younger generation. The program is open to students who meet the eligibility criteria, including the submission of their national identification number, senior secondary school certificate examination results, and birth certificates. These documents were submitted at the constituency office on 22nd January 2025. A screening test has been scheduled for Friday, 24th January 2025, with the results to be displayed at the constituency office on 27th January 2025. Candidates who pass the screening will be requested to present the original copies of their documents on 28th January 2025, after which the final list of successful candidates will be displayed on 29th January 2025. Registration for the UTME forms will take place from 30th January to 4th February 2024. Furthermore, Honourable Tobun has gone the extra mile to ensure students are adequately prepared for the examination by organizing tutorial classes. These classes will run from 5th February to 4th April 2025, equipping the candidates with knowledge and skills needed to excel in their exams. Speaking about the initiative, Honourable Abiodun Tobun has said, "Education remains the bedrock of any progressive society. This initiative is my way of ensuring that no child in our constituency is left behind due to financial constraints. By investing in our youths, we are securing a brighter future for our community and our nation at large." Still on Ekpe news, truck accident causes gridlock at Poka, Ekpe. A truck laden with granite stones caused a major traffic destruction at Pobo Market in Poka. The driver of the truck reportedly fell asleep at the wheel and veered off course. Eco Hot Blog reported that the truck collided with a concrete divider that demarcates the road, resulting in significant gridlock and panic among road users. An eyewitness, identified as Mr. Shegun, narrated the incident, saying, "The driver must have dozed off because the truck was moving uncontrollably before it climbed the concrete. It was a chaotic scene as people nearby started shouting for fear of the unknown." The impact of the collision left the road partially blocked, leading to a heavy buildup of traffic in the area. Traders at the roadside had to momentarily close their shops to avoid any potential danger. Emergency responders arrived swiftly at the scene to manage the situation and ensure the safety of residents and road users. Speaking on the development, an official from the emergency response team stated, "We're yet to ensure that the vehicle is safely removed and to restore normalcy to the area." Thankfully, there are no casualties, but the damage to the truck and the road structure is significant. Now onto the foreign scene. No more automatic citizenship for alien children born on American soil, Trump declares. Donald Trump, the 47th President of the United States, who was inaugurated on Monday, and his administration says it is set to implement new policies to limit the rights of migrants, including significant changes to U.S. citizenship laws. Among the most controversial of these changes is Trump's plan to end birthright citizenship, a practice protected by the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Birthright citizenship grants automatic citizenship to anyone born on the U.S. soil, regardless of the parent's immigration status. Kelly explained that the new administration will interpret this provision, stating that the federal government will no longer recognize birthright citizenship for children born to undocumented immigrants. "We are going to end asylum," Kelly added, explaining that the administration intends to establish a swift removal process for individuals attempting to claim asylum in the U.S. under current laws. This would effectively eliminate the possibility for many migrants to seek refuge in the country, a significant shift from existing immigration protocols. Still on foreign news, Trump threatens tariff sanctions if Putin fails to end Ukraine war. Donald Trump has warned imposing steep tariffs and sanctions on Russia if President Putin fails to end the war in Ukraine. On Truth Social, Trump said pushing for a resolution will be a very big favor to Russia and its leader. He also claimed he would negotiate a settlement in one day. Trump stated he will speak to Putin very soon and suggested additional sanctions if Moscow doesn't engage. "I'm going to do Russia a very big favor," Trump wrote. "Settle now and stop this ridiculous war." He threatened high tariffs and sanctions on Russian goods if the conflict continues. Russian Deputy UN Ambassador Dmitry Polensky said the Kremlin would need clarity on Trump's terms for peace before taking any action. Ukrainian President Zelensky emphasized that any peace deal would require at least 200,000 peacekeepers, including U.S. troops, to deter Russia. While Ukraine welcomes Trump's strong stance, Kyiv's focus remains on concrete action, not just rhetoric. Trump has not detailed potential economic penalties, though U.S. restrictions on Russian imports have already sharply reduced trade. Up next, sports news. UCL. PSG stones Manchester City with 4-2 comeback as Arsenal nail last 16. Paris Saint-Germain completed a stunning 4-2 comeback against Manchester City on Wednesday, putting the Premier League side at risk of Champions League elimination. PSG, trailing by 2 goals early in the second half, responded with goals from Ousmane Dembele, Bradley Barcola, João Neves, and Goncalo Ramos. PSG coach Luis Enrique said, "I don't know how we did it. This team believes in itself. City, led by Pep Guardiola, had been in control after goals from Jack Grealish and Erling Haaland, but they failed to hold on to the lead. Guardiola admitted, "I accept the defeat because the best team won," as City now sits in 25th place, needing a win against Club Brugge to stay alive in the competition. Meanwhile, Arsenal took a significant step towards the last 16th with a 3-0 victory over Dynamo Zagreb. Goals from Declan Rice, Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard secured their 5th win in 7 European games. Manager Mikel Arteta said, "It's a massive step. We're very close to achieving the goal we set before the group stage started." Elsewhere, Real Madrid kept their top 8 hopes alive with a dominant 5-1 win over Red Bull Salzburg, while Bayern Munich's 3-0 loss to Feyenoord hurts their qualifications chances. With one game remaining in the group stage, Arsenal sits 3rd in the table, ahead of Aston Villa by 3 points and with a superior goal difference. Still in sports, Real Madrid becomes first club to surpass €1 billion in revenue. Real Madrid has become the first football club to exceed €1 billion in revenue for a single season, according to Delegates. The club's financial success was largely driven by income from the newly renovated Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, which helped boost matchday revenue to €248 million for the 2023/2024 season. Real Madrid topped the Lotte's Football Money League with €1.05 billion, followed by Manchester City, €838 million, and Paris Saint-Germain, €806 million. The €208 million gap between Madrid and second-place City is the largest ever recorded by Delegates. The Bernabeu's renovation included a retractable pitch and expanded VIP areas, transformed the venue into a major revenue generator, and attracted high-profile events like Taylor Swift concerts and the upcoming NFL game in Spain. However, the stadium's push for additional revenue through events faced challenges, including noise complaints from residents, leading to a temporary halt on concerts. Delegates' Team Bridge highlighted the growing trend of clubs valuing their stadiums as multipurpose entertainment venues to broaden commercial opportunities. Despite the rise in match day revenues, commercial income remained the primary source of revenue for top clubs, contributing 44% of total earnings. Broadcast revenue stayed steady at €4.3 billion, with English clubs leading the way due to Premier League TV revenues. Manchester City moved up to 4th place, €771 million, while Barcelona dropped to 6th due to renovations at their Camp Nou stadium. Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham and Chelsea completed the top 10. Now, let's take a look at what's buzzing in the world of showbiz and entertainment. Lying mothers enable toxic sons, Saida says. Social media personality Saida has ignited a wave of discussions with a thought-provoking video addressing mothers who enable their sons' toxic behaviors towards women. Her candid remarks have resonated with many, shedding light on accountability and generational impact. In the viral video, Borge condemned mothers who lie to their sons' partners and knowingly enable behaviors that harm women. Mothers that lie to girls with their sons. What do you gain, she asks, criticizing such actions as deeply unethical. She accused these mothers of deceiving women by falsely assuring them that they are the only ones in their sons' lives, despite being aware of their sons' infidelity. Referring to such men as prostitutes, she denounced the harm they inflict, aided by their mothers. Borge also pointed to the karmic consequences, warning mothers about the misery they might bring upon their own daughters. Still on entertainment news, Speed Darlington released after 2 months in custody. Controversial Nigerian singer Speed Darlington, popularly known as Akpi, has been released from prison custody after spending 2 months in detention. His lawyer, Stan Aleke, announced the development via an Instagram post on Tuesday. Echo Hot Blog reported that Aleke stated that the legal team plans to ensure all available legal avenues to ensure that the singer receives justice for the alleged violation of his fundamental human rights by the Nigerian police force. The statement read, "We are delighted to announce that our client, Mr. Darlington Achakpo, aka Speed Darlington, has regained his freedom after 2 months of illegal incarceration. As a team of lawyers, we are committed to exploring every angle of the law to ensure he gets justice for his deprived fundamental human rights and the unfair treatment he endured." Speed Darlington's release follows his detention on charges of cybercrime. Last weekend, Justice Ekerete Akpan granted him bail in the sum of 20 million naira after he pleaded not guilty to a 2-count charge related to alleged cybercrime activities. And that is a wrap on this week's episode of Echo Hot Blog's weekly review of trending stories. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to always get notified. Which of the news was most astonishing to you? Tell us in the comment section below. I am Akeredolu Favor. Till next time, stay safe and healthy.